Hello. This series of presentations is brought to you by the Climate Reality Project, New York State Coalition. The purpose of this presentation is to show you how to use federal, New York State, and utility incentives to electrify your home and transport, as well as source renewable electricity. This will help you save money when you upgrade your home's appliances and systems to become healthier and more comfortable. As I already mentioned, the primary purpose of this presentation is to show you how to use the incentives to electrify. The second goal we have is to give simple guidance on how to plan and prioritize your personal electrification journey. Please note that this series of presentations is broken down into 6 chapters, so you can watch the chapters relevant to you. Also, you can get a copy of the full presentation at the end of this video. This is important because there are numerous clickable links in the full presentation that take you to authoritative websites that provide more information and instructions. We won't mention these links in the rest of these presentations in the interest of time. In addition to saving money and improving the health and safety of your home and vehicle, by electrifying and sourcing renewable electricity, you will be doing your part to reduce the impacts of climate change. The science of climate change is long settled, and the impacts are now, unfortunately, visible to all of us. The list of climate change impacts should motivate all of us to do our part to make a better future for our children and grandchildren. It's also important that we act quickly. The sooner we cut the sources of climate pollution, the larger the impact will be. We should be making the decisions and taking the actions to reduce 76% of our climate pollution this decade to meet our COP climate pledge. So these are the 11 steps to reduce your energy use and switch it over to clean, renewable electricity. The yellow areas are related to the home, the blue ones related to transport, and the red ones relate to sourcing renewable electricity. Subsequent chapters will address each of these. This list is not in any particular order other than the 3 areas I just described, and each household will have its own journey. We will present some guidance in the next chapters of this series. But before we go any further, it is important to highlight that this is not about sacrifice. Just the opposite. The electrified future is healthier and more comfortable than the old fossil-fueled world. For instance, with heat pump, space, and water heating, you won't miss the smells and pollution of oil or gas combusting inside your home. Also, EVs are faster, smoother, cleaner, more powerful, and require less maintenance than gas cars. And community solar allows everyone to get solar electricity at a 5 to 10% discount. It's also important to highlight that electrification will save you money. We propose that you replace the fossil fuel devices when they are at the end of their useful life. When it is time to make that investment, the electric versions are often cheaper, especially with the help of incentives, than their fossil fueled counterparts, and they are almost always cheaper to run. Now that I mentioned incentives, let me show you this important page. We have researched and summarized all the incentives available from the federal and state governments, as well as the utilities, to electrify your home, transport, and source renewable electricity. Listed down the page are the 11 electrification steps we discussed. And going across the page, the first 3 columns headed in blue are for federal programs. The first 2 of these columns describes the rebate program for low and moderate income households that will be announced later this year. We believe that the federal guidelines will identify households earning less than 80% of the area median income will be considered low-income households, and those earning between 80 and 150% of the area median income will be considered moderate income households and eligible for these rebates. The third of these columns is where you find the federal tax credits. The next 3 columns headed in green are the New York State incentives. The first column is for various programs. The second column is for rebates when you buy, and the last column is for tax credits. We recommend that you print this page out so that you can refer to it throughout the presentations and make notes on it. Let me explain how it works by showing you 3 examples. In the yellow section, you see the rebates for air source heat pumps on line 3. There is a federal tax credit of 30% capped at $2,000, and significant utility rebates that can total over one-third of the project cost. In addition, there will be federal rebates for low and moderate income individuals that can bring the cost down further. In the blue section on line 7, you can find the incentives for electric vehicles. New EVs can earn a federal tax credit of up to $7,500, and used EVs can get tax credits of 30% up to $4,000. In addition, New York State offers tax credits between $500 and $2,000. Both of these credits, both the federal and New York State tax credits, can be taken as rebates as of 2024. There are quite a few rules that we will discuss in this chapter on transport electrification. Our last example is in the red section on line 9. When you sign up for community solar, you will get real solar produced within the territory of your utility, and it will cost you 5 to 10% less than what you would normally pay your utility. Now that's a bargain. Again, we recommend that you print this page out for reference. This completes Chapter 1, the introduction. You can access this presentation using the QR code here, or you can find the link in the video description. The next chapter addresses how to plan your electrification journey. Thank you for your time, and good luck electrifying.